Today, I am so excited to be joining some of Erin Jacobson's friends and celebrating her 10,000 subscriber mark on YouTube. And we are celebrating with a scrap lift hop. Here is the layout of Erin's that I've decided to scrap lift. Right off the bat, I just like that the photos are pretty much grouped together right here. And then I like the strips of paper and then the little clusters that Erin is known for. And I will actually be making a companion page for this one at a later date. So I've pulled these 3 photos of our oldest son and his now fiance. And I plan on coupling those photos with a little bit of Crisp Air, which is in the July through September catalog. So this catalog and this Crisp Air paper is only available for the rest of the month. And then I am going to also be using from the brand new core catalog. We have what's called the seasons. And so I'm going to be using the 4 Seasons Autumn. I just love my favorite pattern paper from this one is this wood grain one. So I'm hoping to use that. And then from Erin's sketch, the good thing about it is you're able to put a whole bunch of pattern paper together in those strips along the sides, without it just being too much pattern paper, if you get what I mean. So I'm going to clear off my surface, go ahead and get those pieces cut, and then we can just get to creating. I am going to start off this layout with preparing the white daisy base, and I'm going to be using the gilt spray. I'm going to have to get my husband to open this though. And I prefer to basically untwist the knob, not spray it, but untwist it and then flick it like this. That's just my preference. That's what I'm going to do on these layout bases. And this gilt spray is kind of got a gold shimmer to it. I love it. So the majority of Erin's layout had it just on the right side. I'm going to just add a little bit, trying to stick to those edges because remember those strips of paper are going to hide that. And then I'm going to go ahead and do that other side of the layout that I'll be finishing later. And this one will be predominantly on the left side. And the reason I have it in a box is this gloss spray has more like of a paint feel to it. And so it doesn't wipe off easily from my glass board, and it dries really fast. So I just use a box for this. But otherwise, you guys see me just spray or do my shimmer brushes, my shimmer brush splatter directly onto my glass board. Okay, so it does not take long to dry, and can you see that gold? I love the gilt gloss spray. So to help these pieces of pattern paper stand out, I am adding toffee ink to the edges using a mini blending tool. So it just has a sponge on one end, picking up that ink and then just going around all the edges. I did rough up the edges of the pattern paper off camera with my edge distresser. You can also do that with scissors, and I will show you how that's done here in just a second. I love the rough, rustic look that this technique brings. So here is that edge distresser tool. It is very old. I wish Close to My Heart would come back out with it. You definitely can take some sharp scissors. You need to be careful not to cut yourself. And then also know that this really dulls your scissors. So I'm going to switch back to my edge distresser, and then after that's done, to make it cohesive with the other pattern paper, I'm going to add some more toffee ink, again using that mini blending tool. Out of the 3 photos, I believe, pretty sure, 99% sure that this one's going to get blown up and this one's going to be on the other layout that I'll do later. And these 2 are the ones that will go on this layout. Now, Erin's had 2 3x4s, so I'm going to have to make this work, but I think it can be done. And I'm just going to start laying down these pieces of pattern paper. I've cut them to 2.5 by 11. Just kind of guessing on that. And I've also cut enough that I can have 4 on the other layout. So there's a total of 7, and then of course I have plenty of other pattern paper. So these photos are going to go like this. I feel like the darker photo needs to be on the right side to kind of stop the flow. So I want the darker colors of these strips of paper over here under it, the lighter one. So I'm just going to try some things out and see how it works. Again, I've got a combination of the Four Seasons Fall and the Crisp Air. Also, this pumpkin paper, I love it. It's so cute. This is from the Crisp Air. This is the only one that has pumpkins in it, so I definitely want to use it on that other layout that's going to have the blown up picture. Don't want to really double up on pumpkins here. So I could do this one. So let's see how that's going to look. So I'm going to try to swap this colorful one for this little straight, or this line one. Again, just kind of rough estimating it. I really like that. I'm going to try to put this dark one here, but I don't think I'm going to like it. I think I need something light over here. I don't know though, but you know, dark. I feel like a light one needs to be under there. So I'm going to go back to this one. So that one may go over there. I'm going to have 4 on the other side. So I think those. Yes. Okay, so these 4 are going to go on the other one. I think we're going to do these 3 on this one. The other thing Erin had was a couple of pieces of pattern paper as well as cardstock to kind of be a landing place and a mat for her photos. So I have pulled out this one. I love the paprika of this color, but then, no, it's not that one. It's this one. Look how pretty that is with their photos. So I'm just trying to decide. I think I might actually save this one for the other layout and go ahead and use this one for a couple of reasons. This also adds that darkness that is going to kind of anchor the photos. And then also because we have so much light going on with the white base and then this photo and then this last strip that has a light color to it. I am going to move it up a little bit, I believe, to accommodate my journaling. And then I am going to have a bigger grouping of stuff down here in the bottom. So one thing Erin is really good about, which I also do, is I like to tuck things in behind elements. And so I've only applied glue basically to the middle of this. So see how the edges are still kind of pliable? And that way, Erin creates a lot of layers by putting things under and on top of either your photos or your pieces of pattern paper. And so by only applying glue to the bottom or to the middle of that, it's going to allow me to tuck some things in once I start embellishing. So I'm going to move this up just a little bit and probably find a way to do a zip strip or some sort of decorative sticker down at the bottom. I have an old close to my heart punch that I'm going to create a scallop border from this zip strip from the Four Seasons paper collection. And then I will cut it and I will use it on the bottom of those 2 photos. Okay, so let's move this back into frame. So I think that will be real cute right there. So I think I want to cut it right here. And I need to attach it with 3D foam tape so it will kind of have some dimension since those photos have some dimension. So the good thing about using both collections is I get to choose from both of the sticker sheets. So you can see that this one is kind of subdued and then this one, of course, is gorgeous. So I am thinking that the autumn leaves and pumpkin please will definitely be used. Just going to remove the sticky from this with my anti-static pouch. And that way I can add it with 3D foam tape. So I usually like to speed up the embellishment process just because there's a lot of back and forth that goes into it. So right here up at the top, I'm trying to create one of those clusters that Erin's known for by sticking a round shape underneath one of the layers and then having that elongated title up at the top. And then, of course, she loves her tags, so that will be my little focal piece down at the bottom. I did find this little half circle. It does have a tiny scallop around the edge on that Four Seasons Autumn. And then I am going to pull some leaves and some floral pieces from the Crisp Air sticker sheet. Absolutely love, love, love this Crisp Air. I am going to add 3D foam tape under the end of those leaves just to add dimension. And then take the sticky off of that sunflower that is on my anti-static pouch so I can add with 3D foam tape. This tag already has 3D foam tape on the back of it, so I'm going to get that adhered down. And then use a combination of liquid adhesive to add stickiness back to those stickers, as well as foam tape so they will have the same dimension as the tag that I'm going to have it anchored to. So these two little stickers come from the Four Seasons Fall collection, and then this tiny, tiny sticker up at the top comes from that as well. And so it says Great Memories, Pumpkin Patch, and Forever Us. And then I am going to be adding this little tab. So I want this tab to go up over this little tag, as well as I think that right side of that layout just needs a little something. Right here, I'm trying to decide whether I want it right underneath my photo or under that pattern paper photo mat. I decided to do it underneath my photo, and then I'm just going to straighten it out and then add another leaf underneath that sunflower. I feel that this tag is just a little busy for journaling, so I have pulled a few pumpkins from the Crisp Air sticker sheet, and I'm definitely going to go with this oversized pumpkin. I'm going to add some liquid adhesive to the back of that and pretty much anchor the majority of it onto that tag, but leave it in the lower right corner. I'm looking at the sticker sheet again, and then I'm going to add a little sprig of berries, I believe it is, and then I'm going to pull out my orange dots as well as my Crisp Air dots and add some little dots and embellishment. That is one thing that Erin also does really well, is she loves to use her embellishments around her clusters. It always adds dimension, as well as it just kind of draws your eye to those, which when you have adorable clusters like she does, why not draw your eye to those with pretty little enamel shiny things? Now, if you are new here to my channel, you do not know, but I'm about to tell you that one of my things is every tag that has a hole in it has to have some sort of ribbon. So I've pulled out some jute from my stash. I've just tied it through the hole and then tied knots at the end of each one of those strings. And then I'm going to add micro glue dots to the end, and that will help anchor them down to the layout so they don't move. I'm also going to add some jute to the top around that sunflower after I fray the ends of those little tails. So I'm going to add some knots again at the end of this jute as well, just to kind of keep in line with the other jute that's around the tag. And then, of course, jute will go on that left side layout. So I've added a glue dot. I'm going to anchor down that one end. And basically, I am just going to wrap this jute around that sunflower. Now, if you recall, that sunflower is anchored with some 3D foam tape. So that makes it really easy for me to just loop that jute around underneath there and then add mini glue dots, micro glue dots rather, to those tails. And then, of course, use my paper piercer to fray those ends so it'll match the jute around the tag. Now it is time to get ready to remove my layout from that Versa mat, and then I can go ahead and anchor down that photo mat that I didn't. And I'm just using liquid adhesive just to get up underneath those corners, turn it over, and make sure it is really pressed down well. So here are some still shots of that layout. Once again, I am participating in a YouTube hop celebrating Erin's 10,000 subscribers. I will leave links down below to all the products that I used, as well as links to the playlist where you can watch all of the rest of the people celebrating Erin. And don't forget to head on over to Erin's channel. She has a giveaway to celebrate this momentous mark in her YouTube career. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, comment, share with your friends, and subscribe and sign up for notifications so you won't miss another crafty video.